Hi, I'm Andrew Singer. Welcome to our YouTube channel. It's called Gylt, G-Y-L-T. And what it is we're going to be discussing right now is an interview. But before we even get into it, I want to ask you a question. What is the purpose of an interview? Well, let's see. Yes, you in the back. Purpose of an interview is so that I can discuss my resume. Nah. You over in the corner. Oh, what is it you're saying? So you can talk about your past. Okay, that's all right. What about you over there? Oh, what was that? It's for you to show off all of your amazing things. Yeah, kind of, sort of. The purpose of an interview, in my estimation, is to get somebody to like you in a short period of time. Let me repeat that. I believe, and what I've coached lots of people on, is that the purpose of an interview is to get somebody to like you in a short period of time. What does that mean? An interview is usually anywhere from a half hour to an hour with one person. It could be with a group of people. It could be with a set of people, like one after another after another. You start with HR, then you meet other people, depending whether it's corporate, individual company, those types of things. We can also apply these skills to a summer job as a law associate, a med school interview, an interview for a job later on, a second job, a third job. All of these skills will help you with any of those. But once again, what's the purpose of an interview? The purpose of an interview is to get somebody to like you in a short period of time. Why is that, you say? Because I don't know the last time that somebody ever hired somebody that they didn't like. Now, I do have one exception to this, and it doesn't mean you're not likable, but I call it the genius in the box. There are some people that are just so insanely smart at one specific skill that a company or somebody individually has to hire somebody with your skills. You may not have a huge extrovert personality. Maybe you're not the naturally friendliest person in the world, but you are a genius in one thing, and they want to hire you, put you in a box, and take everything they can out of your brain on a regular basis. That's the genius in the box. But for the rest of us, people don't hire people that they don't like. So let's talk about that. How would you get somebody to like you in a very short period of time? Now, for those of you who had heard me before, and hopefully you have, you know that I'm very big on being sincere and being authentic and being real. When people start putting on airs and acting like somebody else or yada, 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 as some people say, it just doesn't work. People see through you and they kind of get repulsed. We'll use that word later on as well. So the purpose of an interview is to get somebody to like you in a short period of time. And over these sessions, I'm going to go through with you various steps that are things that you can do to promote that. So think in general from a picture perspective. I'm a big picture person. So imagine yourself standing on a plateau. There's a mountain in front of you, and there's a hole over here. When you go into an interview, you are standing here on flat ground. What you would love to do when you finish the interview, and this is really important, is to at least be on the same footing that you were on when you started, or begin the process of going up the mountain. You do not want to be in the hole, which means, and we'll discuss this more, you want to be positive. You want to be a positive person, and you want to promote yourself in a way that somebody will like you in a short period of time. Let's look at the introduction. Let's actually start the day for a second. Do you know where your interview is? Do you know who it's with? Have you looked them up online? Have you done all the work you need to do so that you know more than anybody else going in there, or at least what you need to know? Your interview starts when you start pulling into a driveway, when you're walking on the sidewalk towards a building. That's the beginning. What if you suddenly park in someone else's spot and the person you parked in is the person that's interviewing you? What if you're in the elevator and you're not being friendly for some reason on the phone? Or if you're not nice to somebody and the people standing in the elevator work for the company you're interviewing at? Almost the second that you leave your house that morning, you're in an interview. And you need to recognize that people are watching you. As an example, there's a graduate school nearby here that does part of their interview is a group tour of a facility to get into the graduate school. And the people would go on the group tour all the time. And they would go, etc. And they think they had a great interview. And then they find out later they didn't get a position in the school they wanted to go to. I've actually reviewed this with a few people that did it. And I asked them step by step, how did the interview process go? Went well. What do you think it was? 1 to 10. Highly rated. So did you go on this tour thing? Yes, tell me about it. Oh, no big thing. We walked around. I was, kind of paying attention. What do you mean kind of paying attention? Well, it was just a tour. I said, do you know what happened after that tour? What do you mean? The person that was showing you around had an impression of the entire group that person was showing around, And they said, well, the person that was here looked like this, the person that was there looked like so-and-so wasn't paying attention. That was part of the interview. You have to keep in mind that everything from the moment you start is part of the interview. In our next session, I'm going to talk to you what to do from that first handshake until you begin that process of sipping some coffee and speaking about yourself. Stay tuned, and remember, you're on Gylt, Gylt. Subscribe, follow us, stay with us. Get your life together. Thank you.